All right, so question number 3 says, the diagram below, not drawn to scale, shows the position of 2 ships, P and Q. P and Q at anchor. FT is the vertical face of the cliff. All right. FT is the vertical face of the cliff. Jutting out of the water. P and Q are 118 meters apart. They give us FT 80 and they give us an angle 40. So let me check this question. Hopefully everything is about right angle. All right, let's find what they want. First question, determine the angle of elevation of T from. So what we wanted to do is to be simple. You notice this is 1 mark. So you look at it. It says the angle of elevation, and you know elevation is from the ground going up. The angle of elevation of T, but from P. This is the important part, from P. So all you have to do is to go at P, and you say, oh, 40 degrees. And you notice the 40 degree, if you follow, you see the line 40 degree going all the way up to T. So you're like, oh yeah, makes sense, makes sense. So for this one, there's no working out. The answer is 40 degrees. So this one, they wanted to see if you were able to interpret what you're looking at.
Nah, it's an interpret.
Is that? Okay. I guess it's not about the class, right? All right, let's go. So we're talking about the angle of elevation of T, but from P. So you go at P, and there's the angle there, 40 degrees. You get your 1 mark. The next question now says the length of FP. Now, that means they asked us to find this. Look at this triangle. Whenever they ask you to find sides, make sure that you're able to identify, in this case, a right angle triangle, because we're dealing with that the side FP is fully a part of. So that the side FP is fully a part of that triangle that I highlight. So because it is fully a part of that triangle, I can zoom in on that triangle now and see what I have. You will definitely see that they gave you the opposite side and they're requesting the adjacent side. Again, opposite, adjacent. So now you are able to put it together. Opposite and adjacent, somebody will say tangent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's tangent again. Let's go for that. So we're saying that this one, the tangent, this is number 2, tangent of 40 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 80, divided by the adjacent, which is FP that they asked for. I can now set up this over 1. The intention is to have FP by itself. It's not by itself right now. So then we have to do a little math here. So cross multiply again. I'm just giving this idea. So when you cross multiply, you'll have FP times the tangent of 40 degrees, which is equal to 1 times 80. The objective is to have this alone. It's not alone as yet, but we are now able to get it alone by dividing. Remember that transposition knowledge you have a couple weeks ago? Use it up. Dividing by tangent of 40, cancel. But you have to balance. The next side must be divided by the same thing. Let's write back what we have. FP is 80 divided by the tangent of 40. So you work that out straight up. 80 divided by the tangent of 40. And I'm getting 95 0.3.
0.3.
Yeah. So if the hold on, 95.3 would determine the angle of elevation of T from Q. Okay, I need to look at the diagram. Angle of elevation of T, but from Q, you know. Let me go again. Angle of elevation of T, but from Q. So you're going to go where Q is. Q down here, so it's like you're saying then what angle they want. They want this angle at Q here, that. Elevation come from the ground, so it has to come from this line going across to that line. So that's the angle of elevation there of T, but from where Q is. Now, what do you have to assist us to find that angle that I'm going to color code pink? What do we have to find that angle? Let me take off some things off the board so you can.
95.3.
We have
PQ. 118 and 95.3.
All right, but what are you saying about it? That's two different sides, or what? What are you going to do with that?
Sir, we subtract to get PQ, sir.
All right, look at the concept of this question. Remember, you know, I don't want anybody to be swatting anything. Let me write it here. Don't swat it, Jody. You want to look at the context of the question. They ask you to find the angle here. Look, what triangle, which is a right angle triangle. Shakira Young, you're raising your hand. Look, I can see something. Go ahead.
Sir, we have the opposite and the adjacent side.
Sounding good. Jody, listen to that. You have the opposite and the adjacent. But Shakira, what I want to know from you, what is the length of the adjacent?
The adjacent side is 118 degrees.
118 meters?
Yes, meters.
You think that is finished? The 118 meter is from P to Q, you know. So think again. You're on the right path, but you need to just flesh out the final thing. P to Q is 118. F to P is
95.3.
So what are you going to do with it? Look this. What you want to do with
both, sir. Add the 118 plus the 95.3.
Exactly. All right. So let me put exactly. That sounds very good now. So I want everybody to look. So there's a decision that you have to make when you're doing these maths. See there? Look. That's the length of the side. I'm trying to put it in. Let me put it in. Hold on. Let me take it off back. And let me re-put it. Let me just put this out there for a moment. From F to Q is the distance we need from F to Q. And then we had F to T. So you can see the opposite, and this is now the opposite to the angle, and this one is the adjacent to the angle. Because this is not a part of anything right now. That 40 degrees is not a part of it,
sir.
Yeah, man. So that 40 degrees and that line is not a part of the journey now. Even though it is there, we have to know when. Hold on. We have to know when to use what. So sometimes you have more than what you need. But let's put it together now. The moment you realize that you have the opposite and the adjacent, and you put together the 95 plus the 118 to really get the length of the side that you want. Okay? Then now you're right back at square one. Tangent of the angle they want is 80, which is the opposite over the adjacent, which is 230.3. Let's work out a decimal value for that. 0.3751. So now to get that angle, same procedure, inverse our second function and touch tangent. That symbol come up. Put the number here and it's going to just throw out that angle for you. 20.56, but They didn't tell us, so we're going to have to say 20.6. 3 significant figures. So